is Belfast in the summer. Is there any better sight in the whole world?
The Champs-Élysées? The Taj Mahal? The pyramids?
Nah, they just don't compare. I don't understand why people insist on flying off to foreign places. Can they not see what they've got on their own doorstep? And the impairment rally's coming up next week. I mean, who'd want to miss that?
Here, Da, fancy an ice cream?
No! No! No!
So just the $1.99 then? And then he curled up into a ball and started screaming, "No! No! No!"
All that to get out of buying an ice cream. He is getting worse. Last week, whenever I asked him for the housekeeping, he pretended to have a stroke, said he couldn't move the left-hand side of his body. Now, that was handy because that's the side that he keeps his wallet on.
No, Ma. You know he goes like this every summer, and it's always ice cream vans that set him off. I mean, it's strange, isn't it?
No, not compared to some of the things he does. And anyway, it only lasts through August, and then he snaps out of it.
But why August? Why ice cream vans? There has to be some sort of explanation.
Oh, there is, son. He's nuts. I am going to ring Knockbracken and get him committed. Because, you see, if you ring before 12, they call the same day.
Oh, come on, Ma. What am I going to do?
The only thing we can do, son, ignore him.
Aye, well, it's getting harder.
No hundreds and thousands, no Ripple. Anyone for the last few chalk ices?
Oh, no, not the ice cream vans again.
Aye, your dad's off again. It's his time of the year. Here, you've done them psychology classes. Maybe you could help.
Aye, right enough. Do you want me to get to the root of his mental anguish?
No, I want you to fill out the forms to get him committed. Because if you ring before 12...
Ma, there is a serious psychiatric problem going on here. Look at the fetal posture, the constant repetition of comforting phrases. A deep-seated trauma has fractured his id and caused it to disrupt his ego and drive his conscious self to take refuge from reality by regressing into a childlike state.
That's what I said. He's nuts. And I didn't even have to take them night classes.
Aye, well, could you sort him out quick? Because he's starting to embarrass me in public.
I've just the thing. So I borrowed this puppy for Da. It's well known that dogs reduce stress and engender feelings of relaxation and calm. Look, Da, isn't he gorgeous?
Ah! Get it away from me! Get it away!
What's the problem?
Who let the dog in?
Woof, woof, woof!
Are you sure it can't get out of the kitchen?
Something deep in your psyche has triggered this trauma. It's obviously got to do with ice cream vans, puppies, and August.
I've got it. When he was young, he must have had a puppy, which was run over by an ice cream van in August.
Please. In my psychology classes, we've learned not to jump to conclusions or to rush to categorise patients. The fact is, Da's gay.
Are you gay?
No, how can I be gay? Sure, I'm married with a squad of kids.
Aye, well, so's Ian Paisley.
Is Paisley gay?
No, he's married with a squad of kids.
Look, I think there's only one way to get to the bottom of this. I'm going to have to hypnotise you.
No. No hypnosis. The last time I was hypnotised down the Armalite and ballot box, and this fella had me running around like a chicken.
You should have seen it. It was brilliant. He was clucking about, trying to lay square eggs.
This is clinical hypnosis. It's a medical tool to help Dad get to the root of his psychological problems. Now, I'm going to count to 5, after which you will be hypnotised. Oh, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Turn him into a chicken, go on.
Dad, you are a chicken.
Right, that's it.
Look! Would you just tell us what the hell's wrong with you?
All right, I'll tell you. The truth is, there's a terrible curse hanging over this family.
You kept that quiet while we were courting.
I was afraid to tell anyone, but every single one of our ancestors has brought tragedy and disaster to this country.
Rubbish. Surely your ancestors couldn't be as bad as you.
Look, this is serious. This whole family is damned. I'm damned. Carl's damned. We're all damned.
Me? What'd I do?
It's not what you did, it's what you're gonna do. It's fate.
But you always said that every single one of our ancestors was an Irish hero.
Well, it's not true. The very first day ever recorded in history, do you know what he did? He invaded the English over in 1169. He single-handedly started 800 years of British imperialism in Ireland.
Well, maybe he didn't mean to do it. Maybe he just invited them over for a stag night. And they stayed.
And then there's my das. Remember what I told you he did during the famine?
Yeah, he led the peasant resistance against the rack-renting English landlords and saved thousands from starvation.
No, he didn't.
Father, there's a mob outside and they're very angry.
Why? What's the problem?
Well, seemingly they've got nothing to eat and they're blaming you.
Me? How on earth is it my fault?
Well, it was you who told them for years to grow nothing but potatoes. Nothing but potatoes. Potatoes was the future, you said.
And it is. It just hasn't turned out to be a very nice future.
And after all, it was you who sold them those mangy, pearly spuds in the first place that caused the bloody blight.
My dear son Cal, will you kindly get to the point?
I'm telling you why. There's an angry mob on their way over here to burn us all out.
Good Lord, but we're only on our second course. You'd think they'd wait till we'd finished our dessert.
Do you think it might calm them down if I told them I was going on a diet?
Never mind that. Did you get my rent off them?
Evening, sir. Bit of a fracas outside. Might have to shoot one or two of them. Hope the noise doesn't disturb your dinner.
No. You enjoy yourself. Off you go. God bless the police, eh? Where would we be without them?
You mean your das, stuffed his fat face while the Irish people starved?
Yeah, him and his son Carl. Oh, the guilt, the shame.
That house sounds beautiful. How many bedrooms was in it?
None of you must ever speak of this.
Don't worry, Da. As far as I'm concerned, you're a psychiatric case.
What?
And I'm like a doctor, so it's like doctor-patient confidentiality.
And it was another da who squealed on Parnell. Told the bishops he was having hanky-panky with Kitty O'Shea.
And his ancestor grassed up Parnell. Who's Parnell?
Apparently he's kind of like an Irish Bill Clinton. Gotta go. Just heard him saying we're related to Cromwell.
Of course. None of it surprises me. A family like that. Traitors, even to themselves. Not like my family. Every time Ulster's been threatened, and Uncle Andy has been there.
Sitting on his arse, drinking somebody else's beer and pontificating.
If that's what it takes. I never speak of my ancestors' achievements. I don't know why. Natural modesty, I suppose.
Why do I feel you're going to?
Did you know it was an Uncle Andy at the Siege of Londonderry in 1688 who coined the watchword of the Ulster Protestant?
Oh, look, the Bones is on.
No, actually, Billy, it was no surrender. Right, we're all agreed. We're going to open the gates. Aye. Right, who's got the keys?
Keys? What keys?
The keys to open the gates to let King James's army in so he doesn't get angry and start shelling the place.
Ach, them keys! Did you not have them?
I thought that you...
Listen, fellas, could we hurry up and surrender here? I've got to get back to work, hey! I'm only an apprentice.
Are you never qualified yet?
Barman's a very skilled job.
Come on, who's got the keys? Quick!
Open up! Holy fire! You had them with you when you were in the bar.
This is your last chance! Are you going to surrender? Or are you going to fight?
No! Surrender!
He said no surrender!
No! I said no! Surrender! Not no surrender!
That's what I thought you said! Open fire!
And if you ask me, it is a travesty that my great Uncle Andy is not revered by the apprentice boys for his brave stand. I've written to them several times saying that they should put me on a pension in his honour or name a flute band after me. But I have not even received the courtesy of a reply.
Well, now you know how Jared Rice feels.
The flight of the Earls. Our fault.
What happened? Did they crash?
No, Dan, now this can't all be true. What about your dad's dad? Now, he was an Irish Republican hero. He was with James Connolly when he was shot by the Brits in 1916.
Ready? Aim! Fire!
No! No! My great-granddad shot James Connolly! James Connolly, who was so badly wounded that they had to strap him to a chair before they shot him!
It was my granddad suggested that.
But you always told me that my great-granddad was on the run with the IRA!
I shouldn't have said with.
And we did our bit during the war, of course. Stood shoulder to shoulder with our English brethren against the tyranny of Adolf Hitler. As Churchill said, never in the face of human conflict has so much been owed to Uncle Andy. We have won the war, and it's no thanks to those lazy, bog-trotting Fenians down south who stayed neutral and let us do all the scrapping.
Hold on a minute. Isn't that some rumour about your Uncle Andy? Did he not disappear for the whole war? First time he was seen was at a VE party.
Get that door, Billy!
My name is Francis D. Shanahan. Do you have an Uncle Andy living here?
If this is about the pensioners' Christmas dinner and the knee breakers, I'm sorry for keeping you waiting. It'll be on the first Friday in August.
Your Uncle Andy.
Yeah.
I think you prefer a refund. Just keep your head up.
I've waited 90 years to do that.
So this isn't about the pensioners' dinner then?
No, it's about the sinking of the Titanic.
The Titanic? What is you?
I was 101 last fall. And when I was 12, I was a passenger on the Titanic.
Well, this is all very well. But what's it got to do with me?
What's it got to do with you? Your great uncle Andy worked on the Titanic.
Did he? What did he do?
He was chief safety officer.
Was he? He never said anything about that.
There's a pattern emerging here.
As I'm sure you know, it was built by the Protestant shipbuilders of Holland and Wolff, who it was said cursed the Pope with every rivet.
Did you curse the Pope with every rivet there, Mervyn?
Aye.
What about that one?
Oh, yes.
And that one?
Yes.
And that one?
Not too sure about that one.
Well, you better give it another dunk just to be on the safe side.
The Pope is not a nice man.
Is that the best you can do?
The Pope's a big Jesse.
Oh, that is pathetic. Do you want this ship to be unsinkable or what? Here, why don't you try? The Pope's with chickens.
If you keep this up, we'll never get this ship finished in time.
I bet you would do.
Bet you I don't.
How much? There you go, Mervyn. The SS Titanic, built on time and launching today. Now cough up.
Aye, but only because you skimped on the bulkheads. And you didn't put enough lifeboats on. And you, the chief safety officer, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Look, it's unsinkable. What do you need lifeboats for? If I had my way, there'd be no lifeboats at all. They're just cluttering the place up. Now pay up.
Your great-uncle Andy was a compulsive gambler.
Runs in the family.
50 quid says it doesn't. Joke!
That fateful night, it was Uncle Andy who was given the iceberg warning.
Here, Mervyn.
Yes, only?
Bet you the ship hits an iceberg.
Bet it doesn't.
Ken Bob says it does.
You're on.
When the ship struck the iceberg, Uncle Andy was on the first lifeboat out.
Uncle Only, I feel stupid in this dress.
Give over. You know they're only letting women and children on, and we needed both. All right, son. Your Uncle Andy will look after you.
That's when I first met your great-uncle Andy. He picked me up, carried me to a lifeboat and said I was his only son. And Big Mervyn was my auntie.
You had an iceberg warning? Well, I didn't think this would happen. I thought we'd just get a wee dent. Anyway, that's no use to anyone now. Beaten Dackett.
Ooh, you're despicable. I cannot believe you did that. I can't believe you would stoop so low as to fix a bet.
Don't try and get out of it. You still owe me that 10 bob.
I must have left my money in my dress.
And Mervyn never paid what he owed. That's despicable. What are you looking at me for?
Why shouldn't I look at you? It was your great uncle Andy turned this man into an orphan.
To be fair, son, I was an orphan before that. I had stowed away on the boat to try and get to America. But as soon as we were on dry ground again, of course, my new mommy and auntie disappeared. So I was an orphan again.
Well, that's gratitude for you. My great uncle Andy saves his life, and he wants child support as well.
You've had a hard life, mate.
Well, actually, I didn't. Because I was an orphan from the Titanic, I was adopted by rich Americans and I lived the rest of my life in luxury. When you come to think of it, Uncle Andy nearly killed me, but if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Well, that's more like it. When you think about it, you owe our family big time.
That's right. And I've come here to pay you exactly what you're owed.
Would that be check or cash?
Let's make it a check. Mine never bounce.
Well, hold on a minute. He was my great-great-uncle Andy, so I'm owed half what's coming to him.
Okay. I'll split the money.
Don't listen to him. He's not me nephew. I was just a friend of his ma's. 25p? What did you get?
25p.
Which adds up to 50p. 10 bob. That was the bet that sunk the Titanic, right? And I would hate the Uncle Andy family to be out of pocket. Good day to you, sir. Oh, and Billy, a word of advice. Never go on a boat with that man.
I wouldn't go to the bus stop with him.
25p? Do you not think you could have took inflation in the account?
Friend of my ma's, eh?
That's the worst thing I ever heard.
Yeah, 25p. Pathetic, isn't it?
No, I mean the sinking of the Titanic.
Excuse me, the Titanic's your favourite movie, and you wouldn't have had it if it hadn't been for my great-great-uncle Andy.
The Titanic still would have been a great film even if the boat hadn't sunk.
See that? None of your ones ever done anything as bad as that.
Yes, we did. I haven't told you the worst one yet.
It doesn't matter, Da. What your ancestors did is not your fault.
It's not what my ancestors did. It's what I did.
What did you do?
He is finally going to admit that he's ruined my life. That's progress.
No, it's worse than that. And I want to confess.
Watch what you're saying, Da. Remember, there's a cop in the room.
Sure, no matter what he confesses to, they'll let him out.
What is it, Da? What did you do?
Well, did any of you ever wonder how the trouble started?
Yeah, the prod started it.
No, Cal. It was a mixture of economic, social and historical reasons, combined with the radical politics of the 60s, that led to the inevitable conflagration between two aspirationally divergent traditions.
That's what I said, the prod started it.
Carl, I know I've always told you the prod started it, but it's not true.
Well, then, who did start it? The Israelis? Because it definitely wasn't.
It wasn't my fault, honest.
It never is.
You started the troubles.
Well, you've got to remember, it was 1969, the summer of love.
I don't remember that.
Oh, it was. Everyone was letting it all hang out, being groovy and getting it on. If you fancied making out with a chick in Itchy-Coo Park, hey, that was cool.
What is he talking about?
Free love was everywhere. You know, according to the Irish News, there's a sexual revolution going on.
Aye, well, you're not joining it.
The 60s was a magical time. Things were different then. Anything was possible.
Aye, and you're not going to believe it. Your dad had a job.
Don't tell me. He was head of the civil rights.
I was the talented Mr Ripple. I was the finest pokeman in West Belfast.
They had Pokemon in them days?
I could do anything. Sliders, oysters, double cone, 99s with hundreds and thousands to heap. The kids loved me.
Come on, come on. Listen, kid, is there any chance of you making up your bloody mind? Like, there's only 2 months of summer left. Look, it's a big, talented Mr. Ripple double top chocolate dip mega monster poke. That'll be threepence. Thank you. Next.
But I give you £1.
No, you never. Next.
Everything was going fine till the day I bought that dog.
What was wrong with the dog?
Well, don't get me wrong, it was lovely. It was loyal, faithful, affectionate. The only problem was, it was sectarian.
A sectarian dog?
I don't know what it was, but from the moment I got that dog, it just hated prods. It didn't matter if you were the bitterest, blackest orange man or the nicest wee ecumenical minister. That dog just had it in for prods, and that was that. So it got to the point the dog was causing so much trouble in Belfast that Ma said I had to get rid of it.
That's right. I remember it now. It was a border collie. I didn't mind it biting Protestants, but it was the fleas I couldn't stand. And when it lifted its leg to my suite, well, that was that. You said you'd had it put down.
I didn't. I took it up the dairy.
Now that is just cruel.
Well, you see, it was August '69 and there was this big orange march, so there was going to be a lot of people about. So I thought I'd make a killing on the ice creams. And the dog wasn't a problem, because I kept him with me in the ice cream van.
Get out of that, you mangy mutt! Look at them cones are ruined. How am I going to sell there? What the hell? There you go, mate.
Everything would have been okay if it wasn't for the big fat cop who had to put his gob in.
Get that dog out of there. It's unhygienic.
Excuse me. That is the cleanest dog.
And the whole... Well, that was it. I had to let the dog out.
Get out.
And as soon as it got out, it savaged the cop. And any Protestant thereabouts. Then, once it got the taste, it headed straight down to where the main Loyalist March was. And the rest is history. Angry Orange Maiden, Battle of Bogside, 30 years of sectarian conflict.
You started the Troubles. Unbelievable.
You started the troubles. That figures. And I thought it was just me that you'd made miserable for the last 30 years.
It's all right, it wasn't your fault. It was the dog's. Something must have happened to it as a puppy that warped its nature and filled it full of hatred for prods. But what horrible influence could have caused it?
I don't know. I rang the pet shop, but they refused to take it back.
Hello, Arnie's pets, man. How dare you, man? I love you, no. There's nothing wrong with that dog. I trained him myself. Peace.